and welcome back to another episode of Healing Pain Through the Arts presents Youth Speak Out podcast. We're so glad to be back again tonight. Please forgive the delay. We had a little technical difficulties back in the studio, but we are here and we are ready to get this party started. We're going to kick it off right now with the introduction of our team and let them say hello to the people. We want to say hi to everybody that's joining us in Facebook land and everybody that's on YouTube, checking us out on our From Pain to Purpose page, a channel on YouTube, and our Healing Pain Through the Arts page, group page, and Facebook. So here's our team. What's up, y'all?
What's poppin'? You already know.
It's the brothers.
Our names is right there.
You know what I'm saying?
And your name is?
It's right here.
This is Christian. I'm Drew. My name's Andrew, but call me Drew.
All right. What's up? How y'all doing tonight?
We black and we beautiful.
I know that's right. Our beautiful young lady.
Hi, everybody. It's Ashton again.
What up, Ashton?
What's up?
Last but certainly not least.
Yeah. You already know what it is. Saint Ethan, a.k.a. the Dope Boy Tracksuit coming right at you. Once again, another illustrious.
Those boys, Dickies, Diamonds, and Tims.
You feel me? And we on.
And we are here. So how y'all doing on this beautiful Thursday evening?
Good.
I'm a little perplexed.
Perplexed? Why would that be?
Because, you know why?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not from Minneapolis to come up on all that stuff they was looting, man. I'm sick, bro. They were talking about Linux at 2, but the plan was horrible. I saw a video, dude try to
his plan was abysmal.
trying to give like a floor plan of how we should go in there, and I'm just like, nah, we gonna need a lot more than 50 people to loot Linux.
Yeah. A lot.
Yeah, it's a lot going on right now, and we actually are going to be touching on that on our topic tonight. Our topic tonight is mental health revisited. It's revisited because last year for May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month, we did an episode on talking mental health, and that was quite deep and transparent, and you guys shared some powerful information in regards to the mental health awareness in regards and just the issues regarding things such as depression, anxiety, things of that nature, suicide amongst, your peers, amongst you in the community. And we've taken it back to revisit that conversation, but we're bringing it into today's time because there's a lot of mental anguish going on right now with everything that we have happening in our community. And we are really trying to get people to come to a place of where we can have a sense of peace in our minds. It's very difficult because of the unrest in our land right now, but we're going to bring in our first guest, and we have a phenomenal young lady that's joining us tonight. Her name is Bria McPhee, and we're going to let her let the team take it from here. We're going to bring in our first guest. Let's welcome Miss Bria McPhee.
Hey guys.
Welcome, girl.
Thursday evening.
We so glad to have you. Finally, we get to see you. Welcome to You Speak Out podcast, where your voice matters and your voice makes a difference. Our team is going to take it from here.
Okay.
Alrighty. Well, the talk is about mental health awareness. So I would like for you to introduce yourself, tell the people a little bit about yourself, see what you have to do with mental health awareness and how you advocate.
Oh, okay. Like was mentioned earlier, my name is Bria McPhee. I'm 22 years old. I'm a college student at Regent University, and I'm getting my degree in Biblical and Theological Studies. I currently have my own ministry called Bria Speaks Life Ministries, where I am just helping women develop their relationship with Christ and just trying to develop a sisterhood amongst women. I guess my experience with mental health awareness is basically just from my own experience myself, because growing up in my household, we didn't talk about mental health. I didn't even know like mental health was a thing. So just going through depression and having to be in a mental hospital for almost suicide attempt, I became like a very strong advocate of, people taking their mental health seriously and not waiting till it's too late to really take it, to heart.
So what was it for you that finally, like, what was, I don't want to say the last straw, but what was it where you finally realized, okay, I think I need some help?
Um, for me, I guess it was the moment when I had reached a point where I was ready to end my life. I knew that, leaving would cause pain for other people, but at that moment, I was just like, I'm tired of living. Like, I'm tired of going through all this pain, and it didn't feel like things were getting better. But like, I know I needed help. So, I reached out to my counselor, and she was actually the one who pushed me to seek further help outside of just her. So, honestly, it really was my counselor who pushed me to get help, because I was done with life, period. So, um, yeah, definitely my counselor reaching out to me.
Shout out to her.
Shouts out to the counselor, because we
Shouts
thank
out to
God
her.
that you're still here. So tell us, like, what was it that actually led to the pain that you were experiencing?
If you don't mind mentioning.
If you don't mind.
No, that's fine. It's crazy that you asked that, because while I was in a mental health hospital, that's what all the doctors and psychiatrists and like psychologists, everybody kept asking me. And every time they asked me, I was just like, I don't know. Like, I couldn't give them like a solid answer. But I remember one day as I was like sitting down with my journal while I was there, I just started writing. Like, I did this timeline, and it's crazy. I did a timeline of everything that ever happened in my life from childhood up until that point. And I remember just writing about all my childhood traumas of being molested, being made fun of because I was dark skinned, to, my dad getting sick and him having to leave the house and me have to step up as the older sister and take care of everybody. And then, going to my college years where I was sexually assaulted, dealing with abusive boyfriends. So after I did that timeline, I was like, okay, this is what led me here. All this pain, all this hurt, and all these painful experiences that I never dealt with. It was just like things that happened to me, but I was just like, put them on the back burner. Like, I don't got time to deal with this right now. Like, I got school, I got work, like, I got other things going on that I feel like I didn't have time to deal with it. But then it was like, it didn't come out when it was supposed to. So now it's like I'm at this low place of hopelessness because of things that, I wasn't able to get out before.
That's good.
That is good. How long were you in the facility? Was it a very long time, or did that happen pretty quickly after you were admitted?
I was only in there for about a week, even though it felt like forever. Like, I was ready to go home. I was like, I'm never doing this again. I don't want to come back. But yeah, I was only in there for a week. But even though I didn't want to be there, it's definitely what I needed, because I got the help that I needed to get at that time. Like, I talked to so many different counselors and shared, what I've been through, and they were able to help me, develop new coping strategies to help me deal with the stress and deal with all the pain. So, I mean, it definitely wasn't, the best experience, but I'm definitely grateful for, being in that facility. And it just taught me so much about, just people who deal with mental illness in general, because it's like you're surrounded by so many people who have different mental illnesses as you, and you forget, like, these are still people. Like, these are people who are just like you. They just going through something different than you. And everybody handles their pain differently. They're just handling it differently than me. And it kind of changed my perspective on how I saw people with mental illness, because before I used to be scared of people with mental illness. I didn't want to talk to nobody if you had a mental illness. But seeing them in their place of vulnerability, I was like, they're just like me. They're hurting and they're in a low place. They just haven't got out yet. So it definitely was a life-changing experience for me personally.
So, what would your advice be to someone who is dealing with a mental illness, but maybe ignorant to the fact that they're dealing with a mental illness? And how would you advise them to go about seeking
Sorry, I
help?
can't really hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that me? Oh, I was saying, how would you advise them to go about seeking help if they have a mental illness, but they're unaware of it?
I would say definitely take a walk. I'm a college student, so on campus we have a lot of free resources, and I would definitely say take advantage of the free resources that are on campus. Like we had free counseling, free health clinic. So for me, the first step was acknowledging that I needed the help. So maybe my advice would be just acknowledge that you need help, because I know a lot of times that might be our fear, asking for help, because we may think like nobody will listen to us or nobody may understand. But once you acknowledge that, hey, I may need help outside of just, my household, because that's another thing. Growing up in my house, it was whatever goes on in the house stays in the house. So it was kind of difficult for me to go to a counselor and tell all my business in my house, when growing up, it was embedded in me that you can't talk about what goes on in your house to nobody else. So I would definitely say that first up is acknowledge that you may need help outside of your household, and that's okay. Like counselors create safe spaces for us to be able to vent and talk and just be free and transparent about everything we're going through. Like there are situations I talked to my counselor about with my mom, and she was able to help me figure the situation out. And it's not like they're gonna go and spread your business. Like that's what I was like, nah, I ain't going to no counselor. She gonna spread my business. But yeah, I think that would be my main piece of advice is acknowledge that you might need help outside of your household, and that's okay.
Alrighty. So we've talked about pain.
You're muted.
I didn't even know if you talking.
Sorry about that. Let me just interject for a second, because we have never started 10 minutes later than our normal time. And because we had technical difficulties, we did. Facebook deleted our broadcast. So we're only live on YouTube right now. So I'm going to end this, and I'm going to send everybody a new link. Ooh, that feedback is bad. I'm going to send everybody a new link. Dr. T, I know you hear me in the background. I'm going to send everybody a new link because I want this live on both platforms, and we'll start over. I'm sorry, Bria. And I know everybody's muted. So when everybody is only person that's speaking should be the only person whose mic is live, because the feedback is bad and nobody has an earphone. So if you have earphones, when we come back, use them if you can. And if not, just look for my link, because we need to end this because we're not live on both platforms. Okay? See y'all in a minute.